I am back in San Francisco. I got back from my vacation about 2-3 days ago. So now my year is actually starting. And so I've been doing a lot of thinking about how I want to approach this year. Because when I'm away from home, oftentimes I get the space to finally really ground into myself, to really think about what I really desire, and to be intentional. And then I get more motivation and desire to live the life that I truly want to be living. But then once I come back home, a lot of times that sort of disappears because my life here asks things of me, whether that be work, finances, relationships, friends, community, all things that I love and am so grateful for. But a lot of times I need to figure out I want to figure out how do I maintain those intentions even when I'm back at home. So I'm trying to make sure I really ground into that now that I'm back. So I've spent the last few days trying to be more intentional about how I ease back into my life here. So one thing that I've done is I started getting back into a health routine and getting into taking care of my body again. So I came back from my trip with a cough still from my hiking of the volcano. And it was really hard to care for while I was traveling. So now that I'm back here, I've been making soups and leaning into some TCM, traditional Chinese medicine methods, to clear up everything that's going on in my lungs. And that has felt so nourishing, so wonderful. I made Asian pear, lily bulb, white fungus soup, which is delicious and so soothing. And then I also have been having a breakfast congee every morning with vegetables, with daikon radish, cabbage, and carrots. Those are really soothing to your lungs, along with some soft-boiled eggs, and cooking it in chicken broth, chicken bone broth actually, get that extra protein. And then I also made a black sesame soup. I love black sesame. It's also very nourishing, especially in the winter time. And it's rumored to help your hair stay black, which I definitely have a vested interest in, so to fend away those grays. So that's been really wonderful to lean into nourishing my body again, and to do it on my own terms. And I've been getting back into my workouts. I have been really strength trained in the last couple weeks because of travel. And I have done, and I did a lower body session the other day, and also did a mobility session the day after I got back. Today I tried to do an upper body session, and that was just a little too much. So I'm trying to be trying to not go in too hard so that I don't burn out. Want to make sure I'm doing this sustainably. And then another thing I am doing to approach the year is I got a new planner right before I left for my trip. I ordered a planner called the Dashboard Planner by Ink and Volt. And it has this really great page layout that shows all of your priorities that you want to track for the week. So creating different buckets, different lists of things that you want to be tracking, gives you space for each day that you want to write down your priorities. And it's so good for my brain to be able to see everything on one page for the week rather than making multiple lists in different places. So I think I'm going to enjoy using that planner a lot. So I'll let you know. Hopefully I'm able to maintain using it. So that is some of what I'm doing, at least externally, to get back into this, get back into my life here. I do need to step back and look at the bigger picture of what I really want to be intentionally doing. and what goals and manifestations I am calling in for this year. And I think a big part of how I will do that will be to stay connected to myself. Because I feel very lucky to have a full life here in San Francisco. But I think oftentimes I can give my energy to what is expected of me, either from my community or my friends, or of my clients, which understandably so, of course, they have expectations of me. But if I am not actively taking part and taking initiative in what's important to me, it will be really easy to let anything external take over my time and energy. So I'm really trying to stay connected to myself and what it is that I want to create this year. So I will be sharing more about what that is as I hone in on that. I'm pretty getting closer each day to what that looks like. So it's really, I'm someone who can find ways to keep herself busy for the sake of staying busy. And that is, I know, an avoidant tactic to keep from really looking at myself and looking at really what it is that I want to build and do. My boyfriend is really good at calling me out on this. He's like, should you be going out with friends again? Or, could you be using some of that time to be building something or to be intentional about what you want to create? So I'm, maybe you can relate, but I'm really working to not do things from a place of avoidance and to keep myself busy for the sake of being busy, but to be busy because I really am intentional about moving towards a goal, moving towards something. So that's something I'm looking at more. So those are some initial thoughts right now as I ground back into my routine at home, and to get thinking about what I want to do to really, make this the best year ever, and to really build something for myself at the end of the year that I'm proud of. So I look forward to sharing more about this journey, and hearing how others are approaching this year. If you have ways that you're really approaching this year, I'd love to hear about it. So more soon.